great work study session. Welcome. And I'll reconvene the meeting into open session. I'd like to call this meeting to order in open session. Welcome to this evening's hybrid Board of Trustees meeting being held both in person and virtually. This meeting has been made accessible to members of the public on the link at the Mullins School District website, as well as on board docs. Any person who requires accommodations to access the meeting has been asked to contact the superintendent's office within 24 hours of this meeting. This meeting is being recorded and may be published online at a later date. And with that, we've got some Panthers in the house to lead us in the flag salute tonight, I think. So let me invite you up to the podium. Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation with liberty and justice for all. Don't go anywhere yet.
All right. Why don't you each take a turn and just introduce yourselves? Tell us your name.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you are?
Johnson.
Oh, John.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming.
So I heard you guys had a special visitor last Tuesday in your classroom. You guys remember when?
Miss Escobar.
Yeah.
Good memory.
What? Great memory. So can you guys tell me what was your favorite thing about having Miss Escobar in class?
Tough question.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Tough question.
No? All right.
Was it fun?
Yeah, fine. Let me second grader. Okay, hold on. Was it fun to have her in our class? Yeah. Did you guys do anything with her?
Like PE.
Oh, you guys did PE? What did you guys do in PE with Miss Escobar?
Miss Escobar.
Yeah, that's
Should have made her run a mile. Sorry.
awesome. Thank you guys for coming. Sorry, sir.
Okay, I guess I could cut out the high school question.
Yeah.
What do you guys enjoy most about second grade? Who wants to go first? What do you like most? You like friends? You like in PE? You like having friends? Very nice. You like
Okay,
teacher?
teacher.
Very good. PE?
And
Okay. PE? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it.
I'm the easiest one up here because I don't have a question for you. But I try to share with the students that come about why we go through this process, because I'm sure you're like, why am I here to do the flag salute since we do know it? It's that we spend our evenings and the board meetings thinking about how to make your educational experience the best it could possibly be. And so we'd like to be reminded of that by seeing students and understanding what's happening at students' schools so that we can always be centered on what is best for students and the decisions that we make. And so as much as it sounds like a lot to have you come to spend a couple minutes with us, it really helps us be reminded about what's important. So thank you for coming. Really, it's important to us. Appreciate meeting you.
Well, I'm very excited to have you guys come in. I know you probably had a long day at school today. And for you to come in at this time where it feels like it's so dark outside. It is exciting to see you guys come in here, commit and see there's all the other people who are involved with your education and the fun things that you're doing in the classroom and in school. Is there anything you'd like to see or want to do in the next couple of weeks for school that you're excited about? Anything you guys would like to share? Nothing comes to mind? No. Thanksgiving?
19 million no's.
What is it?
19 million, I don't.
Oh.
Number.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very proud that you guys were able to come in tonight and lead us in the flag salute. I'm sure that was exciting. Just to see and hear you guys come in was great. Thank you so much.
Dr. Cog.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you. It is kind of weird standing up in front of a whole bunch of adults, right? And like leading us in the flag salute, but it is a really important part of our meeting. It brings me joy that you were able to come tonight. I also want to acknowledge Miss Ketman, who's a new teacher in Moreland, and this is her second grade students. And then Miss Escobar, who was a shadow student for the day last week, and did all the activities that the kids did, as we try to better understand our students' experience in Moreland. And so you guys were part of a little experiment. And so I just want to say thank you to you and thank you for being here. We just appreciate you and your family so much. And with that, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. You are excused. We want to give you a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you to the families for
Yes.
bringing them and sharing them with us.
Thank you, parents.
Thank you.
I was.
Oh. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for waiting patiently.
All right. I have nothing to report out. We haven't had closed session yet and moved to approval of the agenda. We do need to add reporting out after closed session to the end of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the alter to add reporting out after closing.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Comments from the public.
Great. Members of the public may address the board on any subject of concern to you, including those not on tonight's agenda. However, provisions of the Brown Act include any action as an unagendized item, no response is required or permitted from the board or district staff, and as already stated, no action can be taken. The board, however, may instruct the superintendent to follow up, which may or may not include placing the item on a future meeting's agenda. If you would like to address the board this evening, please complete the blue public comment card within the first 15 minutes of the board meeting being called to order in public session. On the card, please list the agenda items you would like to speak to. And if your comments do not pertain to an agendized item, please write public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name and organization that you're representing. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per board governance manual. And today we have MTA shoutouts. Welcome.
We decided as MTA to switch it around, so it's not always the president that comes, so you can meet all of us and see who we all are over there. My name is Jalen McCaskill, I've coined it as the treasuretary. I'm the treasurer, secretary for MTA, and I teach pain, so that was kind of random that our Pink Panthers were here for the flag salute as well. So I have the shout outs, and there's quite a few, so. Laura Wiley, Jenna Naylor, and Mrs. Jaron from Baker. Thank you for your calm in the storm. Having amazing people to rely on like you is beyond amazing. Thank you. It's from Betsy Lovely. Nice last name. Kathleen Villanueva from Baker. Your strength is beyond amazing. How do you do it all? From Betsy Lovely as well. Scott Adamson from MMS. Thank you, Scott, for all your hard work being the middleman between the union and MMS and providing vital information to all union staff members. You are awesome and a great site rep partner from Ashley Benjamin. Cindy Nguyen at MMS, welcome to Moreland, Cindy. Thank you for jumping in feet first and hitting the ground running with all of our initial and triennial meetings within your first few weeks at our school. Awesome. Michelle Wall from Country Lane, thank you so much for always going above and beyond for all our classes and kids, from Lauren Mortensen. Therese Carr and Catherine Roberts from EDS, thank you for helping me survive my first science camp. I couldn't have done it without the two of you. From Kendall Boyd Wright. Deb Waters at Baker, she is the best coworker anyone could ever ask for. She's very helpful, supportive, and brings me joy just by being her. From Kathleen Villanueva. All the Baker teachers and staff, you are all simply the best. Kathleen Villanueva. Abby Fernandez from EDS. Abby consistently demonstrates a commitment to student health and fitness, not just physically, but emotionally as well. She created a sports club on Wednesdays at lunch to encourage students to participate. During classes and the club, she facilitates positive social interactions between students of different ages and abilities. We appreciate you, Abby, from the 6th grade team. Edgar Garcia and Crystal DeReich from Payne. Thank you both so much for stepping up and helping me with my kiddos and yard duty on a day when I was experiencing really bad pain. You truly saved the day and I appreciate your acts of kindness so much. For me. Also Erica Boone from Payne. You are one of the most magical teachers I have ever seen. Thank you for all you do with our TKers at Payne. You were also the biggest help when I really needed someone. I appreciate working on the TKK team, also for me. Ryan Smith Demers from EDS. Thank you for helping me with the Social Studies Expo project. From Satomi Jukawa. Sure. The SPED team at Latimer. From Michelle Heath. Thank you so much for always being there for me. And the SPED team at EDS from Michelle Heath. Thank you so much for everything. You've helped me so much this year. Jennifer Lazzarini at Payne for being my anchor during these challenging first few months. Your support has truly kept me afloat and I'm so grateful. From Sema Alaga. Moreland PE department, Mr. Dwyer, Mr. O'Quinn, and Mrs. Padilla. Thanks for keeping PE thriving and helping out with my students while I was out having surgery. You guys are the best. Marianne Sears. Dia de los Muertos Planning Committee, Marissa, Maria, Megan, and Jessica G. A heartfelt thank you for planning and helping execute a beautiful Dia de los Muertos community event. This event not only honored the tradition, but brought our community together in a memorable way. Thank you all. Olivia Guerrero, Maria Garcia Jimenez, Jessica Gonzalez, and Juliana Chion from Latimer. Latimer's first Dia de los Muertos Fiesta was successful because of your hard work and dedication. Thank you for showing our students that their culture matters, and it was beautiful to see it celebrated with great success because of your hard work. From Marissa Trevino. Almost done. Our admin team, Teresa, Melissa, Carol, Uni, and Shelly at MMS. As a new teacher, I feel great knowing the admin team has my back. From Heather McAllister. Courtney and Melissa, the EDS counselors, thank you for everything that you both do. It's so nice to have a team of counselors. From Melissa May. Gabby Guzman and Pooja Nima from Payne, thank you for helping Room 1 students mainstream into other classes. You're the best. Alex Munoz. MMS VP admin, Melissa, Uni, and Carol, you know how to get to the heart and soul of a crisis with such care and efficiency. You are truly appreciated. From Tunisia. And last but not least, for Stacy Reddy at Latimer, Stacy has taken a strong leadership role here at LMS, specifically with her leadership elective, but also setting up parent conferences for 7th grade. She has a positive, kind attitude and is an awesome colleague to work with. From Katrine Craig.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much. Right. Superintendent's report, Dr. Cog.
Yes, I do have quite a few, so bear with me, but there's only one meeting in November, so it's a lot to pack in. So hold on, Renee, you'll be up very shortly. So we are thrilled at the incredible support for Measure U and how our community showed up us on election day to support Moreland schools. So the latest unofficial election results show Measure U 95% of the votes are in, so we definitely can say it's passed. I want to personally thank everyone who made a phone call in the phone banking center, distributed lawn signs, wrote postcards, anything to help us get Measure U passed and over the finish line. I want to thank and commend campaign manager Melissa Ryan for running an incredible campaign, and also extend my gratitude to our board members, our school leaders, our home and school club and communities for everything they did to work on the Measure U campaign. This happens, once every 6 or so years. And so this was a big deal, and I'm really proud of how we all came together, and such a testament to the strength of the schools and how the community feels about our schools. Because there are so many wonderful things happening in our schools, I've just transitioned to the next topic. To name a few, I want to congratulations to the students and the team over at MMS. Our dedicated admin team held their first Pride Awards today, recognizing 34 students who were nominated by one of their teachers. It was over in the MU room, and so Pride stands for patience, resourcefulness, inclusion, dependability, and empowerment. And so students were given awards. And so just want to say congratulate to the 34 students who did receive that. Payne Elementary hosted an author assembly for students. The Payne speech and language pathologist, Miss El Hadid, wrote a book herself. It's a book about her own son who has a cleft palate and kind of their journey. And so she was the kind of the visiting author, but she's also a staff member. And then one of the students wrote their own book and was selected to kind of share up on stage in that assembly. And so they were just supporting authors and writing. It was just an all around joyful event. And then I'm looking forward to what's happening at Baker tomorrow morning, because Miss Jenna Naylor will be continuing the fun tradition of Principal Pie in the Face, where the catwalk raffle prize winners get a rare opportunity to pie Mrs. Naylor. And also they'll have an assembly at each grade level, etc. Next, I want to say thank you to our partnership with Vision to Learn. So 80 students at Anderson last week got brand new glasses. The district has partnered with them. They screened more than 100 students. We provided new glasses. I want to thank our nursing team and the team over at Anderson for helping to lead this effort. Several teachers were touched by the extra spring in the student step, and several students shared that it would help them learn better to see the front of the class. Stay tuned for a video that we'll be posting on social media. Another exciting Best Public School Award. We are excited to share that Easterbrook Discovery School won the bronze medal for the best public school in the Best of Metro contest. The local publication gathered nominations in June and July in a range of categories, including Best Public School. And then readers voted through August. The winners, including EDS, will be published in the Metro's November 13th and November 20th issues, which each have about 45,000 readers. So it's a pretty big publication. So we're excited to promote this distinction. Okay, I got a little bit for MEF here. So MEF just granted their first round of enrichment grants this month. The enrichment program aims to support our schools through enrichment and community building opportunities. Schools are able to use the funds for innovation, new pilot programs, build community, fill a key gap that's not currently being met. Just over $12,000 was awarded to support a variety of activities. And MEF is partnering with us this year to promote any projects that align with Goal 2 in our strategic plan, where students are actively engaged in their communities and globally aware. And so one example comes out of Country Lane, the student leadership group. The Colts Council is completing a service project where all of the classrooms will be making blankets to be distributed to hospitals, shelters, and community-based services. The Colts Council hopes to donate 25 blankets representing each classroom. I think it's that felt where you tie. I think it's, yeah, I don't think they're taking a ton of time on this, but I think it's a really amazing opportunity to give back to our community. I want to thank Anna Chan and all the MEF volunteers for supporting these efforts, and a big thank you to our families for all the donations and support they continue to give MEF and the work they do on behalf of our students. Separately, the Moreland Education Foundation put on another great pumpkin patch. It was open 10 nights. All 7 district schools had their own movie night. We had terrifying tunes. We had EDS and Country Lane. We had over 2,700 people go through the trail that's put on by Grimm's Hollow. Grimm's Hollow creates, builds, and staffs the trail 100% with volunteers. They make no money off of this. We pay them nothing. It's 100% donation really to MEF and our students. We had about $68,000 in sales overall. So with 28 in expenses, it's $40,000 net to support Moreland Schools, which is a huge achievement. And so I just want to say thank you again to Dawn Seamer, who stepped up in August as the patch manager, and she's already agreed to do it next year. So we're on for next year. As a reminder, we have just a few more days to donate food for our food drive and our partnership with West Valley Community Services. We've got barrels set up, so Friday's the deadline. You can stop by anytime at any school. We've got the barrels. And I think we have something special for district office. Are we doing donuts? and
Donut
donations?
donation.
Something or
Bring a-
other.
Get a donut.
Bring a can, bring a can and get a donut. And then really hard to believe, we are already starting our enrollment campaign for January for TKK and then just enrolling in Moreland schools. Enrollment won't officially begin until January 13th, but we'll start the campaign and the promotion of our schools. And then lastly, tomorrow's World Kindness Day. So as a gentle reminder, kindness costs nothing, but it means everything. So I'm just putting it out there. Tomorrow's Kindness Day. And that concludes my remarks for this portion of the agenda.
Perfect. Board members.
Ryan and I went to Country Lane last week. And I just want to say thank you. It was really great because I think rather than pushing into classes, really, we took a lot of time just sitting and chatting, especially after the SIPSAs. It was really great to just ask questions and dig a little bit more deeper on like what their vision was for the school. And so I know it's not the easiest to take time away from their day-to-day roles. But it was really great. So.
Thank you for the reminder for Kindness Day. My wife and I are flying to Texas tomorrow to meet families, so we'll need a lot of kindness.
Wow, I'm giving you lots. I'm just pushing it out.
I think myself. And I've also never heard of pie in the face. That sounds suspiciously something you made up just after you left. Tradition. Starting this year. A few quick updates. We had the fall site visit to EDS. Brian and I were there. Sherry walked us through a lot of the classrooms where, again, we had an opportunity to kind of see how different approaches were being implemented, both in terms of how the usual small group, but also it's like the intervention, how that's happening, especially because at EDS, it's always an interesting campus because it's both from a size and diversity, it's been huge. And in one particular classroom, I should have written down the name of the instructor. They were emphasizing writing as a pretty important skill. And I know for a fact that that's such an important skill, especially as you prepare for any type of career and readiness in the real world. Being able to be an effective writer is such an important skill. And that is showing up in that particular classroom because the achievement scores for those students are higher. So it is, I think it was a great example for that. Then I also had an opportunity to go to Payne to Mrs. Katie Wilkins' Scout Den. This thing, I was a special invitee there. The kiddos had a lot of questions about how local the election process works. And they had some really insightful questions as to my personal involvement, why I chose to do what I chose to do, et cetera, et cetera. So it was very nice. If you have an opportunity to do that, definitely encourage folks to go do that. And then the last one is the President's Council meeting. This was my first time attending and representing the board there. It was from the look of it, almost all of the sites had finished their fundraising activities, and they've been, knock on wood, pretty successful. And it's also interesting to see so much happening in all of the various school sites. It's almost like only when I was at that meeting did I truly get a scale for how much actually goes on in the district to kind of do that. Otherwise, it's kind of so insulated to the school site that my kids went to and don't pay attention to anything else, but it was very interesting. So those are the updates.
Great.
I'll be quick. Sherman, I enjoy it. Anytime you get a chance to sit down with professionals like Sherry, I think it's quite a bit. I Sherry this time. And I would encourage other board members to do the same, like, what is successful? What is a successful lesson? What are you looking at as a principal when you get into that room? What is it that you see? What's your observation on how that works? And so it was fascinating on what and what Sherry was seeing in those classrooms. And so super appreciate your time. And the second thing is I had a chance to attend the Moreland Middle School Pride Awards today. And what wasn't mentioned was that they read, so each teacher wrote something about a student, about what their award was. And normally we have a history of just kind of blowing through that. So, you give that to the student and you move on. But in this case, they read each one for each student. And really powerful words that were spoken over kids. It was great. So really thankful to have had a chance to attend. But I think that will be a meaningful opportunity for kids in the future.
And finally, Sherry and I had gone to Country Lane, and like she said, we actually didn't tour, we didn't actually go into each of the classrooms. It was actually very helpful and meaningful for us to be able to sit down with Carrie and kind of discuss her strategies, be able to ask her questions about challenges and changes that they were implementing. I thought one thing that was quite interesting is she did show us onto her screen, sort of how she was tracking certain students in terms of their before tests and then you can see what color they were and then what direction that they needed to do or be able to push in order to support those children, and then seeing the changes post. And I thought that was really interesting because I never really see that. We talk about it, but then when she was able to show us this person was red in the beginning and then now they're green. And these are the things that we're doing. And to see that on an individual basis was really helpful and insightful. So I actually found it really nice to be able to sit down and instead of kind of pushing into the classrooms, having that conversation and seeing her thought process as she goes over each of the students in the classes and what they see and what they expect to see. So I thank the staff for us being able to do that type of board visit and having that discussion.
For me, I attended the last MEF meeting and Clover covered everything beautifully. So nothing to add there. We'll move right along to MCSEA union update. At last. Thank you so much for your patience.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I am president of MCSEA.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you. Currently, we are still putting together our executive board. We thought we had it, but kind of fell through. This is my first rodeo, so I'm learning tons of knowledge of what the union consists of, what it requires. I'm hopeful to have great news for you to report to you in the near future. I will be attending these meetings. I kind of like them. They're kind of fun. You guys are funny. And it has been a long day at school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, we're just still trying to put it together. We're all a little green when it comes to this. All our veteran members have, moved on. So that's all I can really say right now.
Well, thank you for coming and
Yeah.
thank you for stepping into that role.
Yeah.
It's an important one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 2023-2024 annual Measure M Bond Oversight Committee report.
So on October the 10th, we had our meeting with Measure M Bond Oversight Committee where we reviewed end of the year numbers on to the actuals. So here this evening, the chairperson for the committee, Ms. Van Day, is here to present to you what was presented to them.
Maggie, we're gonna, that's a lot of questions on the financials here. We've been storing them.
This is chairman.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
By the way, it's in the.
Okay, so Measure M overview is we worked on construction and technology. Phase 1 from 2021 was the original plan and the amount of money each project costs. And they're all listed right there. And then down at the bottom are the project names. And I've seen most of these, so they're really nice. They've turned out really well. And then the projects were, some of them were completed. Some of them are work in progress, most of them, right? Okay. And so they're paging system, it's complete. So anyway, most of these are work in progress and a few of them are complete, so that's good. The Measure M bond financial summary. This is the construction piece of the bond. The revenue expenditures are by project, listed below. On top, where it's red with $116,173, that's where the county asked for the money up front, and then they paid us back.
They invested. They invested and then they pass on the loss or the gain to the districts. It's a closing, end of the year closing entry, and then immediately after July 1, they reverse it.
They took it away and then they gave it back.
Quick question.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
Anyway,
Before we.
so,
Maggie?
Maggie, I had a quick question on the previous slide. The shade structure at MMS, there was like two pieces, if I remember, like there was one that was part of the quad itself. When we redid the quad, the shade structure closest to the cafeteria.
right,
Is that the one that is still work in progress, or is there another one?
So the project in itself is complete.
Okay,
What makes it WIP is that at the end of the fiscal year, there were some outstanding invoices.
I see,
So because
okay,
it hasn't been paid in full.
Okay.
Reported as WIP.
okay.
so then we'll go back to the financial summary. The end of June 30th, 2024, there is still $1 million. Okay. And then on the backside is a projects by site and by project. So they're all listed there. And then the Measure M bond for technical financials are all the tech projects are listed here. And then there is $3,400,000.
Next slide, please.
That's
Yes.
it, right? Okay, sorry.
That's of bonds that we issued but have not spent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
From phase 1.
Yeah.
For tech.
But it ended this June 30th.
Yes, that's the balance.
That's the balance of unspent tech funds
Yes,
of bonds that we issued.
yes,
How do we,
yes.
Yes. We're gonna get right on that, Maggie. Don't you worry about it.
I'll get it
how do we, when that money's already been raised in the sense that those bonds have been sold
Yes, from the first phase.
in the first place, right? So do we just keep that in a account and let it accrue interest and, okay,
So this particular part of the bond, the construction is not accruing interest. The construction piece is the one accruing the interest.
okay,
So this was the $6 million of the 34 that we sold at first phase 1, specified for technology. So once this piece is gone, that's it.
Okay,
The sale that we had in July or that we had earlier in the year, but received cash in July, that's all construction. It won't be technology.
And we do get interest, but the county credits, this is the credit and take it away
Yes,
construct. So
yes.
we get, the point is we get the interest and then they take it.
then they take it away. Okay, great.
Just so you
It's
know,
out.
it's not like in your household where you get interest from the money that you're holding. The county's actually holding it and
Okay.
they're keeping it.
Okay,
And the money, the 192,000 was spent at the DO.
District-wide.
Is district-wide, not just here at the DO?
Correct.
That's the next line. Oh, okay. No, district-wide, the DO, district-wide, the bottom line.
Don't correct Evangeline. Don't.
I can because I'm retired.
And you're the chairperson. And you're the chairperson.
Effective 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
Any other questions? Comments? Thank you so much for
Sure.
continuing to serve
Thank
and
you.
for coming.
I'm gonna go. I'm going to the Bible study. I need to pray for just this. Praying for Evangeline. You may.
And that's just. Okay. No action. Okay. On to action and discussion items. A, Resolution 3, 2024-2025. Resolution authorizing the Moreland School District to enter into a transaction with the CDE.
All right, this is an annual action that we bring to you every year, and this is for our preschool, state preschool at Anderson, and is just to approve the contract and relationship that we have with the state.
Any questions, comments, a motion to approve?
I'll put in a motion to approve resolution 03-24-25, entering transaction with the CDE.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to change order number 1.
Yeah, so in front of you, you have a change order for Greer Construction. This was the Amber asphalt project in the summer. And so these are just some unforeseen things that we ran into. So like we ran into some tree roots, we had to kind of change the plan. Some compacting of soil that wasn't kind of sturdy enough to hold the asphalt, and added some additional. So
Any questions?
We're
Comments?
still under the original PO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the change order number 1 to Guerra Construction Group.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And approve amendment to Esther B. Clark.
This is a contract that you already approved for one of our students, SPP Park. The unique thing about what they offer as a NPS is they support family therapy. So that's one of the components. There's a SPP Clark here in San Jose, and then there's also one in Palo Alto. Our student, this is our student, attends in Palo Alto, and in order for their family to actually get to Esther B. Clark, we have to provide transportation. So that's just what the addendum's for.
Is it for, so that they'll have the ability for the transportation for the rest of the school year?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Any other questions? Comments? A motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to Esther B. Clark's Palo Alto campus in the amount of 4,800.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. On to the consent. Any questions or comments on tonight's consent? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll put in a motion to approve an aggregate.
And a second?
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Closing items, future meeting dates? Anything on that? Announcements, reminders, requests? No? All right, we're adjourned to closed session.
Thank you.